we are attempting for the second time sorrel cake, and as I have told you, I am not such a lover of sorrel, so this one is actually sorrel and pineapple cake. I gotta call it that because I'm putting the pineapples in. So though this egg do have eyes as well, it's not so much. Like, it seems like not all the eggs have eyes, you all. Some of them are blind. Good morning, and welcome once again to CJ's Kitchen. This morning I want to attempt again to make the sorrel cake. If you remember, the last season I attempted sorrel, and as I said, I don't care much for sorrel. I'm not a lover of sorrel, and I did attempt to make the cake. So this morning I want to try again, and I want to show you what's been going on. Last year I went ahead and I boiled the sorrel in rum and wine, and I did a lot of it, and so because I didn't understand it, but you know, I have been thinking and thinking of a way to do the sorrel cake, and so the thing on it has gotten really, I don't know if you pour it out and extend it, if it will be a little it's really dark right now. It's like a dark burgundy red, and the petals have gotten really dark, but they're really soft in texture. I did chew on a bit of it the other day, and listen, it was so tangy and like soft. I had ginger in it and everything from last season. Okay, but based that I said I'm not a lover of sorrel, this time I'm gonna add some pineapple to it, right? So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with the pineapple. Like, I've been thinking and thinking how to try this a different way. Listen, there are trials and errors, you all, and it's okay. It's okay if you're trying to cook something and it turn out, you know, a way. You just keep trying until you get it right. So for this, I'm gonna use some pineapple as well. So what I'm gonna do is actually, in here, I did go ahead and wash and beat some ginger, and I'm going to add a bit of pineapple to it and put it to like, what we call it, draw. In Jamaica we call it draw. So I'm gonna put this in it, and then I'm gonna pour hot water over it. Okay, so this is me putting my pineapple in. My pineapple is washed and everything is clean on here, you all. So in here, listen, I'm not gonna use all my pineapple because I want to eat my pineapple. Okay, I want to eat my pineapple. So in that, I still have some of the dried sorrel. So this was what I bought, and I did use some in this. So what I want to do, I'm gonna cover this, and like I said, in this, it's been in here for like probably 10-11 months, probably 10 months, and depending on the time I did that one last season, and it's been in the rum and the wine. But because it looks a little dark, I'm gonna go ahead, wash some of this as well and draw it so I'll get a lighter color, to see if I can get a lighter red. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like, but I'm just gonna rinse this off and then pour it in this. Give me 1 second. Okay, I went ahead and I rinsed that off. All right, and so I'm gonna pour this into this pot. And this is not, I'm gonna do a puree, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna puree from the one that's been soaking. So you see, it is still red because even the water that is coming from it is red. Okay. So in this I have ginger, I have the pineapple, and I have some sorrel. On this, I'm gonna pour some boiling water. So my water is on the stove. I'm gonna let it boil a little more. I have some lemon essence that I want to add to it later, but this is something I found that is brand new, and it's called Jamaican ginger, and it says it's made from raisin wine with cane and alcohol. There it has let me see, 14% alcohol, and this is what I actually use to soak the fruit. There's some fruit soaking as well that I'm going to use in there, and I have some fruit soaking. And then, as you know, we have the wine, the Ray and Nephew white rum. So those are two things that I'm gonna use. And this is just a prep. I'm gonna go on the road and I'm gonna come back, and by the time I get back, this should be cool, and I will go ahead and make it. And like I said, I use the meat palette thing, and I whack these somewhat. So, and this already has ginger in it, so you know sorrel goes with ginger. So now I'm gonna pour, let me just put these into a bag. I normally have a bag hanging on my cupboard, so I can just put things in it. All right, I hope you can see here on my counter. I'm gonna cut that up in a second and put it away. All right, so here is my boiling water, here my kettle going. So in this, I'm just gonna pour hot water over that, right? Pour some hot water. And so I'm gonna just let this sit maybe for 2 or 3 hours. By the time I get back, this should be, no, I probably should have just used a maybe plate or something to put over that. Still has a little. So for this, I'm gonna let that sit for like a 2 to 3 hours, like I said. And when I get back, I will bake that sorrel cake and see how, you'll see how it bake. Can you peel up a pineapple? Back home, when the guys peel the pineapple, they cut it some kind of way so all these little black eyes are out. I could never do that. I just have to cut them out like that. And this pineapple looks so good, you all. It looks so sweet. Let me eat the piece. I know you're probably not being able to see my face, but there is pineapple. Okay, guys. Okay. Welcome back to CJ's Kitchen. Remember yesterday I showed you how I was brewing the sorrel with my pineapple? Well, I was supposed to bake last night, you all. I did not get around to it. So I decided to do leave this today after church. So I got home from church, and listen, you all, this thing is so pretty in color. Let me show you what it actually looks like. The wooden spoon don't do it no justice. Let me get another. Let me just get a little spoon and show you the color of this thing and the smell of it. So you know I brewed it yesterday, and last night I poured some white rum into it. So now it's smelling like the real sorrel juice. And with this now, I am gonna puree the pineapples along with some of the, remember I showed you how I had this soaking since last season. This one is like, it turns so brown or burgundy. I don't even know what color it is. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this juice along with this juice, and that's what I'm gonna use. But I'm gonna blend some of this petals, because these are very soft, you all. This was cooked last season, and I actually put it, I left it in the rum and some, I think there's wine in here, but mostly rum, because this is smelling really strong. with ginger and all that, if you notice. And so I'll be baking this for the house, you all. So I'm not really wearing a mask right now, so because I'm gonna do a lot of talking. But listen, this is so pretty. I don't know if you can see it. It's really red and pretty. Even the pineapples has turned red. So I will come back. I'm gonna do a pound of sugar, a pound of butter, and a dozen egg, and a cup and a half of flour. And then I'll do about a pound and a half of this. I will puree a pound and a half of this. And my hands are clean, you all. I'll do a pound and a half. See the color of it? Look at that. I'll puree a pound and a half of this, along with the pineapple and a little raisin, maybe a half a pound of raisin. I'll probably do like 2 to 2.5 pounds of fruit in it, so it will be heavy like a fruit cake. And I will see how that works. So I was actually putting some of the petals in this, and I thought I would just come and let you see. So I just took some of this with some of that liquid, and here I'm gonna add the pineapple. And I think I might have, I'm not sure if I should add the petals from yesterday. So these are pineapples, y'all. Because like I said, I don't care much for sorrel. And so I thought if I had some pineapple to it, it will give me a different flavor, a little pineapple flavor, and I might like those, right? Let me see. I might use a bit of this petal. I want to get the ginger into it because the ginger is actually in there. So I'll use a little of this. There we go. And I'm gonna puree this, you all, and then I'm gonna add some fruits to that. Look at this. I love this. I love this. Let me pour it in here so you can see the color of it. I'm actually straining this, you all. Let me see. I started doing this, but I was actually straining it, right? Look at that. I was actually straining that. Alright? Look at how red that is. Look at how red that is. I did wash the sorrel when I brew them, but you know, sometimes you just never know if anything is in the liquid. And if I want to use that maybe as a sorrel wine, maybe that's a good way to make sorrel wine, you all. Because listen, this thing, the color is so pretty and rich. Okay, so this I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna puree. All right, so I'll see you on the other side. While my sugar, I have a pound of sugar, a pound of butter, a pound of margarine actually, the stick butter. I use a half a cup of white sugar and a half a cup of a half a pound of white and a half a pound of dark sugar. Okay, so I will come back and show you this when it's puree, what it looks like. Okay, so I just did not a whole lime rind, I just did a part of it. I washed my orange and my lime, and I'm actually making some rind. I don't want to use too much because I'm just doing a 1 pound mix and stuff like that. So here I might probably get a tablespoon, maybe it's just a tablespoon full of this lemon and orange zest, right? So with that, I told you I'm strapped for space, you all, so I gotta use up my space. So here I got my mixer going. A lot of people been asking me about this mixer. This mixer is smooth. I love it. The name of it is HOWORK. It's very smooth, you all. I can leave this on low and leave it for a long time. It does not get overheated, and it's smooth. It won't wake your baby if your baby is asleep. So for this, normally when I'm doing my eggs, I would mix my eggs by itself. But because this is not such a big production, just a small production, I'm just gonna do my eggs and put them in the sugar and butter, make 2 at a time, right? And like one of the tips, you all, is to break your eggs in a container separate from not breaking all of them at once, right? So in case you have a bad one, you know, or you get some eggshell in it like I just did, you can remove that without any issue. So you break them in something separate, a different container. Okay, and I'm just gonna do 2. Normally, you know, you've been removing the eye of your egg. This one don't seem to have much eye, and plus when I'm doing a bunch of eggs, it's very hard to go in and remove individual eyes. So when I beat them by themselves, then the eye comes off on the blade of the hand mixer, right? But in this, and so too, we also put lemon juice. We also add lemon juice, which help to take away that eggy taste, you know. Somebody had asked me in one of the comments the other day, who told us, who came up with an idea, something to that effect, who came up with an idea that the eggs give you a raw taste or flavor. But we all know that the eggs, if you don't do something, if you don't remove the eyes, if you don't put lemon juice in it, you are gonna get that egg taste. Anything you're baking and you don't do that, remember, you will get that eggy taste. So here we go. And as you all know, we are attempting for the second time sorrel cake. And as I have told you, I am not such a lover of sorrel. So this one is actually sorrel and pineapple cake. I gotta call it that because I'm putting the pineapples in. So though this egg do have eyes as well, it's not so much. Like, it seems like not all the eggs have eyes, you all. Some of them are blind. Well, that's just a joke right here. Alright, so this is my egg and my butter and sugar going over here, and this is looking so good, you all. And I feel like I won't use a whole full 1 dozen egg. I'll just go ahead and use 8. Is it 8 or 10? Also, I'll go ahead and use 10 eggs, right? For this one. They're not really big eggs and they're not too small either. So I'll just go ahead and use 10. Right, I get a bit of trash in there, the eggshell. And there's the eye. Yeah, these eyes are very clear. It's like they're wearing contact lens. Listen, never mind me. These are contact lens I've seen because I've not seen the full eye in these, right? They're like contact lens because contact lens is very thin. Oh gosh, you can't even see. I can't see those. So I'll just go ahead and pour that in. Alright. And this, you realize you are almost not hearing this. Some mixer you'll be using and it'll be like so loud, but this one you're hardly hearing it. And that is my homework for you. They call it homework, whoever can pronounce that. And I'll go ahead and I'll get my lime and I'll just squeeze that. When you squeeze it, it makes it a bit softer and easier to squeeze the juice from it. Alright, so cutting this one. And I squeeze. And if you're doing these, you can also, you know, squeeze it over a strainer. So if there's like the seeds or the lime seeds or petals and stuff like that, you get those out. Mine didn't really come out with anything. So this is like a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. And I'll go ahead and pour it in here. got that going. I'm gonna stop this for a second. And this is how I'm gonna just scoop that down off the side. Right, scoop my butter down. And this is already so creamed, you all. Listen, this mixer is phenomenal. I love it. See? And I tell you, it does not get like really hot. Under the bottom of this, like under the base of it, it actually gets cool. Like it doesn't melt your butter. Instead of hot, it's cool under there. It's like being in the refrigerator by the time you are done. You know, so all right, let's put this back down here. We lock that on. And if you notice, this also has the that's 1, 2. This also has a protector or a shield. So, you know, if you wanna, you can always add stuff to it because it has a opening right here. But it also protects that it does not fly over or fly out and make a mess. So this is a shield right there, right? So that's going. And now, let me get my flour. In here, I have a cup and 1 3/4 cups of flour in this, right? And to that, I'm gonna add my baking powder. 1 3/4 cups. So we need like 1 teaspoon. Because I'm actually putting a teaspoonful to a cup of flour. So that's 1 teaspoon. Let's see if we have a 3. Oh, we have a 1/4. So 1/2 and a 1/4. Is that 3/4? 1/2 and a 1/4. Help me. So this is a 1/2 teaspoon, and then we're gonna add a 1/4 because that sounds like a 3/4, right? So if that's even a measurement. Normally, like I said, and I told you all, when I'm baking, I don't normally measure, but because I want you guys to actually try the stuff that I'm doing, I'm measuring because it is a little easier for some persons when they are baking to, you know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. And I'm lessening these spices, you all, because we're trying to stick to the flavor of the sorrel, right? So we don't want to overpower it with all these spices and stuff like that. And for nutmeg, I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon, a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. So that's a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. And then we'll have some mixed spice. And 2, we'll do that a 1/2 teaspoon as well. Okay. A 1/2 teaspoon of mixed spice. And also we're gonna go, not forget your salt. Do never forget your salt when you're baking. Otherwise your product will fall flat. So you never forget your salt. We're doing a 1/2 teaspoon of salt as well. And maybe just a little dab less than a 1/2. So you don't want to salt it either. Alright, and I'm gonna sieve this together. And we sieve our flour because it helps it to make a little light, be a little lighter. And one other thing, when we're doing fruit cakes, we don't use cake flour. We don't use self-rising flour. We use regular all-purpose flour, right? So that is my dry ingredients. Alright? And I'm gonna show you. Here I go with my my food processor. And this food processor, it's just black. Is it, what's this one called? Let me see if I find oh Lord, Hamilton Beach. I was about to say another name, but it's Hamilton Beach, this one, right? All right, so I'll show you the parade fruit, right? And this is the parade fruit. I'm actually gonna add some more raisins to this. I want to add some more raisins to this, along with my I'm adding this to it as well, and that is my in here I have some fruit that was soaking from last year as well, along with the sorrel petal that I was making. Alright, so I'll just take some of that out, because I think I have enough liquid in it. I don't need any more liquid, so I just want to squeeze this out. This is like, in here I have prunes, raisins, cherries. I don't want them to puree too much, so hence I did not add them to the sorrel that I was pureeing before. And I'm going to squeeze the juice from this, because I do believe this has enough juice in it. And I'm only using a cup and a half of cup and 3/4 of flour. So we want to make sure we have enough fruits in here, okay? We're not trying to make it too watery and soft. Alright, I'm gonna go get my big thing of this. Here I have my and I'm just gonna take some of my fruit from here. This is like rummy. Look at this. This is like rummy. This is fruits that's soaking. Okay? And I'll just add some to this. Not too much. So the sorrel cake is going to be a bit fruity. Like I said, I've never done it before until I tried last season, because I was asked. To. So here we go again, and I'll be back when I puree this. Alright, so I needed to remove some of this. I didn't want to mix this in yet. I actually just love how this looks, right? Oh, I still got some pineapples in here. But I'm gonna leave that for next year. I'm not gonna pour this on this as yet, and I am saving this, and I will keep trying until I perfect this cake. Yesterday somebody asked me, we actually went out yesterday to feed the homeless, and somebody asked me, did you start, CJ, did you try the sorrel cake as yet? And to tell you that I had just prepared and left the stuff here to come back and do. So I'm gonna try. And like I showed you yesterday, the new thing on the market is this Jamaican ginger. It's a wine. I've never seen it before. I saw it the other day and bought that, and I got that in Florida. I don't see it here. And can I tell you, my mixer right now is on the highest speed, right? And you still hear, oh, it's not loud. Want to move this out the way? Can I go right here? No, I can't. I need to find some space for this. Alright, there we go. Got some space over there. So this is what my mixer looks like. And this one is actually, I think it's a 7.5 quart. So this is a very big, this holds up to like 5 pounds of mix in it at a time. 5 pounds sugar, 5 pounds butter. And I do get a good mix of that. So there we go. We're gonna wait another maybe 5 more minutes, because I like to have my egg and my butter and sugar fluff really well. So I made a mistake just now, alright? The thing is on 4, not 6. Sorry. I realized that I had said it's on 6. Let me put it on. That is 5. And I really don't want to do it on 6, because on 6 it probably just throw everything outside. So that's on that's on 4. And so now I'm gonna take it down because I do believe that this is ready. Let me show you. And these are just falling from the, it just falls from the blade, you all. It just falls from the blade. Ooh, we're just gonna remove that. See? Once it gets fluffy and nice, it just falls right from the blade. Okay, so Mike, I realized that my phone is giving a bit of issue. So I hope we get everything on here. All right, I'm just gonna add, this is lemon essence, you all. I just wanna add like a half a teaspoon lemon essence. And like I said, I won't add too much of these flavorings because we're trying to stick with the flavor from the sorrel, okay? So that's like a tablespoon of vanilla. I'm trying to work a little faster, you all, because my phone, and a half a tablespoon of the almond essence. All right, and we'll just mix that in. While my phone was giving some issues and I had to restart it, I did went ahead and started mixing. And as you know, we don't overwork our batter, but there we go. And we're gonna go ahead and add the fruits to them. All right, we're gonna go ahead, gonna add some of the fruits to it. And we're gonna work that in. Like I said, we're not adding any browning. We're not adding any other color. It's just the color from the sorrel. We're gonna pour some more in it. I think we had a little bit, maybe I had too much juice. I don't know. Let's see how it turns out. Let's see how it turns out. It's not as bright red as it was in the thing, but guess what? When it's mixed, we will see. When it's baked, we will see what color it will come with. But we're trying to incorporate. We're not putting any coloring in it. We just want to see what it turns out to be when it's done baking. Let's see. And that smells so good, you all. I love the smell of sorrel, but I just don't like drinking it. I don't know, the first time I tried the cake and I tasted it, I didn't care much for it either. But let's see what this turned out to be, because this one has pineapple in it, okay? So let's see. All right, so that's a good texture. And listen, it's trial and error, you all. You don't have to be perfect. Everything we do takes a little time to get to to perfection. So guess what? If you are trying to bake, don't feel bad if it don't taste like your neighbors. And if you follow a recipe and it don't come out just the same, just try again. It's okay to try again. You know, it's okay to try again. You know what? I don't want to put this liquid in, but there was bits of stuff in here. You know, just keep trying until you get it. Don't give up, right? So this is a trial for me doing this cake, because like I said, it wasn't until you guys asked me to do it that I went ahead and attempt. All right, I don't want to work my batter anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead. Let me see. what it tastes like. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to it's like. I don't know yet. Let's bake it first, all right? Okay, so I spray non-stick spray and flour my pan. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in. Let's see how thick we can get that. Oh my goodness, I hope. No, I think I'm gonna do a small one. I think I'm gonna do a small one. I don't want it to. Oh. You know what? It holds. It will hold. It will hold in there. This is a 12-inch pan. And this is a 1 pound mix, right? And I actually went ahead and tasted the batter some more. And it tastes familiar. It tastes familiar, but I'm not sure yet. Something I want to show you quickly, you all. Yeah, it has a flavor. It has a flavor. It has a flavor. I think I like it. All right, so when we do this, it might have bits of, you might have air bubbles. So when we do that, we get rid of the air bubble. All right, I want to show you something, okay? Now bear with me a second. I want to show you something. So this is paper towel, okay? We will see how much paper towel we have here. I'm gonna wet this paper towel, all right? And this is a tip on, I show you. If you are baking, right? And you know, sometimes we don't know how to gauge our oven so well. We can't figure out our oven because sometimes, you know, they're not hot enough, they're too hot, and it's hard to gauge your oven. One other thing you can do, this is making an outer shield for your baking tin, right? This is making an outer shield for your baking tin. You get some paper towel and you wet the paper towel. You put it inside the foil paper and you fold it. I'm not sure how long this is, if it will fit all around, but it should be able to fit all around. You fold it. All right. Inside this you have the wet paper towel, okay? And you take your, I hope you're seeing, oh gosh, I hope it's not in your way. You take your pan and you place it around. Make it, this is like too tall. It's okay if you fold it and it's too tall, just give it another fold, okay? It's okay. Just give it another fold. And inside this you have the wet paper towel. It actually works like a steamer to help to steam and keep the heat off the outer part of it. Ooh, good judgment. Not so bad, but just a tad bit off. So I still have a piece here. So what I'm gonna do, get a piece more foil. And you all, I have a video coming out soon where I will be showing you just little tips and taps on few little tips, you know, on baking and stuff like that. So let's fold this back and see if we can, you know, join it. Let's join this right here because it was a little bit too short. So we'll just join this right here, right? Just join, ooh, sorry. Listen, this cake is gonna turn out to be so good. My finger just got in that butter right there, into the batter. All right, so I'm just trying to, next time when you're doing it, just measure, all right? Just measure. Don't get caught like I just did in getting it too short, okay? But there you go. And when you put this in the oven, it actually acts as a protector. All right? And so I'm just gonna put this in the oven. I wish I could just join this back together without it falling off. You know what? I'll just join these two. All right? Just join these two like how this is joined right here. Try not to get my finger in the, and like I said, this is just for home and sample. I love it. So this is gonna go in the oven and I'm gonna slow bake it I'm gonna start out at 350 and then I'll take it down to 250 and let it just sit there. But I wanna put it in at 250 so it can start cooking. And inside did this, so this will protect it from burning on the outside, all right? Okay, so like I said in my video, trial and error, okay? I did not put enough flour in this. And so, and then I left it in there too long, so it actually burned on the top. It just got darker, right? Because enough flour not in there. I am going to do it over though. And when I do it over, you will see, because it tastes really good. See, I was digging into the side. It tastes really good, but it is soft because I miscalculated the amount of flour. All right, so you will see when I do it over with the same recipe, just adding more flour. It should have been 2.5 cups of flour, because normally I would have 5 cups of flour to a 2-pound mix. All right, and instead I put a flour, I put 1 3/4 cup of flour in this, which was a mistake. All right, so I got to do it over. All right, see you in the next video.